Welcome back. This is the Rotten Raven. Today I'm going to discuss Diablo 3 with Season 33, um, which starts on October 25th at 5 p.m. Pacific. That's 8 p.m. Eastern. The season theme is Shadow. Um, Activate an Shrine Pylon will spawn in a Shadow clone of your class, who will come in with a randomly chosen one of three predetermined builds. It lasts for 1 minute. Kanai's Cube, it has a fourth Q slot, which means the first slot is always going to be armor, or not armor, weapon slash offhand. Your second one would always be armor, and your third slot would be jewelry slash amulets, and your fourth can be anything of the from the first three. So most people put a weapon on the fourth slot, and you have a weapon on your first slot. Uh, let's go down to the gift, and I'll show it over here on natural.gg. Barbarian gets Might of the Earth, which is basically buffing Earthquake, Avalanche, Leap, Ground Stop, Ancient Spear, and Seismic Slam. Crusader gets Thorns of the Evoker, which buffs Punish and Slash. Demon Hunter gets Shadow Mantle, which buffs Impale. Monk gets Monkey King Garb, which is Lasting Tail Kick, Tempest Rush, Wave of Light. Necromancer gets Grace of Anarius, which basically buffs Bone Armor. Witch Doctor gets Radiant of Jade Harvester, which is what Soul Harvest and Haunt. Wizard gets Firebird. Disintegrate adds Combustion. Ignite. Plus you have your cheat death on that. Okay. For people who want to know what the seasonal conquests are, you have Curses / Stars Align, which is a curse chest. Defeat 350 at level 70 on Torment 10 or higher. You have Sprinter Speed Racers, which is to beat the whole entire campaign X1 through 5 at level 70 under an hour. Next is Avarice, which is a 50 million gold streak outside of the vault or inner sanctum. And there's ways to do it. Like, example, if you save 10 challenge rift because each one has 5.1 million gold, 10 of them will give you that. You open it all at once and collect your gold. Or I forget what it is, 38 or something, T16 bounty caches or something. I forget the exact number you need. And remember, me collecting bounty caches, there's 5 acts that for example, the Act 1 bounty cache, which is really identified, will drop, the match for Act 1. If you open up a bounty cache from Act 2, it's going to drop the match for Act 2, plus the gold. You have Throw Superhuman, which is a greater width level 45 solo without any set items equipped. I can never remember the wording on here. I know there's an achievement in the game, and this one of them you cannot wear any green pieces at all. Even though you don't make a 2-piece set, you cannot wear it. I can't remember if this one you can or not. I think this one you can, but then the house is without any set items equipped. So it makes me wonder, you can't have even one green piece. Or the equivalent, if it's primal, it's red, but um, and then we have Speed Demon, Need for Speed, which is beating Torment 10. The Thelium Rift at level 70 in 2 minutes, which is easy. Once you're able to do T16, this is easy to do. You can do this in a group, where like this one is solo. Avarice is doing it solo. You can be in a group when you do it. Was it Runes of Corvus, whatever, and you defeat other little spiders. But if they're, yeah, it has to be which ones. You don't get the gold unless you're actually defeating, though. Or you don't get as much unless you're defeating. I think that's it, really. And then for people who want to know, according to Max Robe, this is the top builds. Then I'll go over here. So yeah, she has the your S tier, basically Nova, 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 Nova. A, just without going through these. So yeah, Firebird is an A, which is, your Haedrig gift. Again, an RAS, so where's an RAS at? If I look for it, I won't find it. It had to be up there. Oh, there it is in RES S tier. So your Haedrig's gift immediately S tier, and if you actually click on that, you can actually see what they want you to do. So they're wanting you to have Blood Tide Blade in your first slot in the cube, Dante's Binding in the second slot. Your third slot would be Ring of Grander, and your fourth slot would be Scythe of the Cycle. And of course, you're wearing Funeral Pick and Iron Rose. See, this is one hand, so yeah, you have to have a one hand weapon here. I can't remember, but Blood Tide is two hand, and Scythe of the Cycle is one hand. There might be, when you first get it, you can either or here. You can also swap these two around, doesn't matter. And it's using Guardian set. A lot of them are using Guardian set. Either you're using Rigo or Grander, or Convention of Elements, or I'm not gonna see it offhand, am I? It's the ring that lets you okay, I found it. The Meteor Wizard has it. They're using Obsidian Ring, which reduces your cooldown of one of your skills by 1 second when you hit with a resource spinning attack. And of course, most things are going to be using Convention of Elements, which increases your damage to a single element. There's really not too much to talk about in the patch. It's basically making max better and stability. The challenge rift this week is a Wave of Light LED monk. It looks pretty straightforward. It should be pretty easy. So remember there's strategies and tips, and whether you want to open your cache right away, so you create your choosing character, and then you do the challenge rift. You can open it up. Most people is going to tell you if you have the Necro to go ahead and level that to 18, and then you could use that to open up your cache to gamble for gloves, which is the Corpus Frozen gloves. Don't recommend it, but some people will go for your Lyric's crown, which is your headpiece, and then you also have I forget the name of the ring, but it increases your experience. That's a lot, but 50 blood charge or something. It's not really worth doing. And of course, you have the pox-filled pants. Any character can wear these, of course. It puts poison out when there's 3 enemies near you. Obviously, gamble for it on the class that you're playing. So, example, on that, I would probably just do my gloves on the Necro after I get 18, and then I go Demon Hunter or something. Then I'll gamble for Lyric, so that way I have my main stat on that character. Same with the pants. I'm forgetting something. Because Demon Hunters don't have much to gamble for at low level. It's Lyric's Crown, Poxfill Pants, or it's Lyric's Ring, which gives you more XP. Up to I think 30 under level 70, but it doesn't always roll that high. Or you can wait to save it for the altar. Depends how fast you're playing on opening weekend, because you need to sacrifice a challenge rift bag, which you can only get from doing challenge rifts. Some people will, like I said, will open it at level 1 on whatever class you're going to play on or main. And then Monday for us, for North America, we have a new challenge rift, and then you can use that for the altar. It depends how, like I said, how fast you're going to play on opening weekend. I know with me, I'm always waiting to get Ramani's gift or a scream or something that we need for the altar first before the challenge rift part. Okay, for a quick here for the altar, the first one's 10 reusable parts. If you're playing on a Necro, do not touch the Enchantress. Steal the weapons from the other followers, was it the Templar and the Scoundrel, to get the white usable parts that you didn't salvage, and then you use that for the altar. And then next part, you need a flawless diamond. At level 18, you do boss bounties, right? You get diamonds. You have to upgrade your jeweler to level 2, I believe, to make a diamond. Unless you're, lucky enough to get an actual diamond. Because it's a different ones. Like it's, what's it? Let's say what it was. Like you need a flawless diamond. I think you get diamond. Yeah, you get 2 diamonds. You get to make it to a flawless. So it takes 2. Remember, if you being lucky and find some goblins or a goblin shrine or anything like that, you could get diamonds earlier. And then after that, you need greater risk, which you can do. Uh, what are they called? They're called visions of enmity, which you can get blood shard, greater rift keys. Um, Before you level 61, you can get the death breaths. Oh, you have to wait till you're 60. I think you can get them at 60, but most time they don't drop to your 61. There's a whole thing, and then you can get class-specific helm. If you get enough match, you can gamble. Has to be level 70 and then convert it. I would not do that right away. There's a trick with the shadow clones, especially if you get nyms. You can touch a pylon, and of course this spawns the shadow clones. Um, and if you have nyms, it will spawn an elite, and the shadow clones will take care of that elite for you almost instantly. So you could run a higher tournament for XP, but it's surviving. That sample you go T6 and you can only do T1. Whether you can survive for that, long enough to find the pylon. And then I think if you get defeated while the shadow clones are active, I think they go away. I can't remember. I know sometimes when you change zones, they go away. You go into a boss bounty, for example, like into a boss room, they go away. They don't say that. They last a minute, but I've seen that in the PTR where going to Magna, for example, I hit a pylon right by the door to her, and before I got in, they disappeared. I'm not sure it's supposed to work that way or not. There's a whole bunch. So Macro.gg is your friend for a lot of things. How to do it, how to level. Most of it is finding cursed chest, or you run bounties with friends, or not bounties, but rifts. And if you want around 23, you start running bounties to try to get the plans for canes. But if you're already 23, hopefully you got your diamond at level 18, that if you're not maining necro, you change over, and then you can craft a level 70 weapon, right? Because you unlocked it, that you can equip a level 70 item. And then if you upgrade your blacksmith to level 12, you can craft sage. You don't need to find the recipe. You have to find the recipe for, I think, level 60 sage, but not level 70 sage. And then you can equip that, and then that will carry you while you're trying to get the Haedrig gift, your 6-piece set. So with the combination of Sage and your 4-piece, you can definitely do your level 20 solo. So I think I've covered everything I need to cover, probably more than what I needed to. But this is a run, Raven. Thanks for watching.